Psychology Alive is back with that poor quality camera. So, I was planning on making consistent videos to this channel, and I sort of got swept away with school, and but I have been reading more Jung, and I do plan on eventually making the videos about archetypes, and archetypes, anima, animus, shadow, persona, all that stuff, all that good stuff. But he got a comment on our video about complexes, about determinism and Jungian psychology. And he asks, let me get exactly what he said. I don't think I'm going to edit this because I'm too lazy. How do you think determinism plays into Jung's theories? And I'd say, depends on what angle you're getting at. Do you think Jung's theories and determinism play a role with each other? That's one thing, but if you think Jung had determinism in mind when he was making his theories is another, because it's highly debated whether Jung actually believed in determinism or free will. It really wasn't either way. I mean, he did believe in God, but I could give you my personal experience about determinism and Jungian psychology. So that's what I would do. I used to have this mentor a few years back, and he was into Jungian psychology, and he was into Taoism, and he would teach me things because I was going through a rough period in my life. And he told me one thing that stuck with me. He said, the world shapes itself on the path it wants you to go towards, and your ego can conflict with that path. And when everything's going against you, when you're going down a certain path, that's a sign that you're going in the wrong direction. So, thought about this, and we eventually stopped talking. Like, I haven't heard from him since. And a few years later, here I am, synchronicities all over the place. Like, I think of a person and I see them. And one day I was going through my grandmother's old books, and I found a book called Synchronicity and the Self by, hold on, let me go get it. The Tao of Psychology, Synchronicity and the Self. And I found another Jungian book, which I'm reading now. And I read it. It's pretty convincing. It also made me get into I Ching. I'll do a video about that one day, if I get around to it. The evidence in this for parapsychology is really cool, but it convinced me that determinism does play somewhat of a role. But this is strictly from a Taoist perspective. There are different deterministic philosophies out there. But I like Taoism. Taoism is cool. I don't know if I necessarily believe it completely, because I'm still conflicted. But do I think determinism and Jungian psychology complement each other? Sure. Do I think they're necessary together? No. I think that Jungian psychology is a tool for you to use to discover yourself spiritually and mentally. It's less scientific than the other psychology schools, but I think that it is the best in terms of spiritual enlightenment. So, on that note, you don't have to be a determinist to research Jungian psychology, but if you are, it sort of complements it. So if I hope that was a satisfying answer. I'm not sure. I could go more in depth on it if you would like me to, Mr. Alex. Is that your name? It's Alex. Yeah, Alex. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.